Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. In today's video, I'm bringing to you 10 easy tips that you can follow in order to read 100 books per year. In the beginning of the video itself, I want to say one thing to you guys, which is that reading 100 books per year is not at all a difficult task to do like it sounds. You might have seen many YouTubers or many other people in social media as well who post their Goodreads goals saying that they've completed 100 books. You might have thought that reading 100 books per year is a very tedious task and you'll have to invest a lot more time on reading in order to achieve that goal. But I'm here to say that if you follow these 10 simple tips, you'll easily cross 100 books per year without that much of an effort, and also making reading as a habit very easily. So without any further ado, let's get into the tips right away. My first tip might sound like the most difficult to follow, but trust me, if you don't overthink this at all and just do it, it will provide the further path for reading 100 books very easy. And it is that you have to commit to reading at least 2 books every week. Okay, it is a really simple math. Okay, we have 52 weeks in the year, and if you commit to reading 2 books per week and achieve that goal, you'll more than easily cross 100 books each and every year. You might think that finishing 2 books per week itself is a huge task to do along with all the other works that you're doing in your life. But that's where all the other 9 tips in this video are going to come in very handy. My tip number 2 is to read what you like alone. Okay, while you start reading, you'll have to go for the books which you know that you will like reading, because if you just pick up some book just because some random person on the internet recommended to you, and if you don't at all feel like gelling to that book in any way, I'm sure that you'll not be motivated to pick up further books in the future also. So always go for the books that you're interested in and you know that you will like them for sure. And the easiest way to do this is to pay attention to the other type of media that you consume. Now, if you're a person who watches many TV series or many movies, just think about what those movies and TV shows are about, okay? And try to find books that are similar to the things which you enjoy in that media, and I'm sure that you will find a huge plethora of books to read throughout the year, and it will be a very easy task. My third tip is to pick up short books more often compared to longer books, because a book is a book no matter how many pages it runs for, okay? Even a 500-page book cannot deliver the punch that a 20 or 30-page book delivers to you at some times. So it is always preferable to take shorter books if you are not comfortable to picking up bigger books, because bigger books take a lot more time to read, and also the commitment you give to a bigger book is much huger compared to that you give to a shorter book. And most of the times what happens is you get bored if you're not used to reading while you're reading big books, and you don't end up reading the book at all, and the time you spent reading that book would definitely go as a waste. So try to pick up shorter books and don't care what others think of it, because a book is a book no matter how many pages it runs for, and picking up shorter books will prove to you that you can finish a book once you start reading it, and also encourage you to pick up more books. My third tip is the part where reading will become a habit in your life, okay? And it is to read for at least 1 hour daily. And don't think this as a really difficult action to do, because you can split this 1 hour into time chunks throughout the day. Okay, you can read for 5 minutes 12 times in the entire day, or you can read for 10 minutes 6 times in the whole day, or you can just dedicate 1 hour of your time from some part of the day and just read during that 1 hour alone. And the best way to do this is to keep your electronics away from you while you're reading, okay? Because all of us have very shorter attention spans right now, and if a notification comes in your phone, it is more highly likely that you will go and pick up your phone and forget about reading totally. So try to avoid distractions and read for just 1 hour daily. Because of this, you'll end up having read for at least 7 hours each and every week, and without yourself knowing, it will become a habit. My tip number 5 is to read across different formats, okay? We are not at all in the old ages where we can read books only as physical copies. We are in the digital age, and books are available in many formats. The most famous ones for people who like using electronic devices are audiobooks and ebooks. And ebooks have been in existence for a very long time now, and audiobooks are becoming more and more famous nowadays because it is very easy to listen to audiobooks, and they're also super great time killers. You can just be more productive just by listening to an audiobook and not doing anything else at all. It does not require any physical action from you. You just have to plug in your earphones and listen to someone narrating the book for you. It is the most easy way to read nowadays, and I'm sure that if you switch between formats, you'll not get bored of reading just a physical book continuously. And some people might even find it physically taxing to hold a book like this and bend your neck and read, because it can cause wrist pains and neck pains, and all these things will just provide further friction for you when it comes to developing the habit of reading. So always try to switch it between formats, because it is very easily possible nowadays, and there are multiple platforms that you can use just for a very little amount of money to get access to thousands and thousands of books, if not millions. So make use of all these various formats which are available currently for us. My tip number 6 is just a small branch from tip number 5, and it is solely dedicated on concentrating on audiobooks a lot more, because in the present day audiobooks are the most productive way of reading or listening to books, because you do not have to do any kind of physical action at all. You just have to pop in your headphones and listen to the book, and this can work out almost during any part of the day. Okay, there are many activities which we all do in our daily lives which don't require our complete attention when it comes to being concentrated on the task, and these are the times during which you can just pop up your headphones and listen to an audiobook. What happens now is you'll complete that task which you don't have to pay your complete attention to. At the same time, you'll also complete reading a small section of the book that you're currently listening to on audio. Some of the basic ways in which you can make use of audiobooks very easily is by listening to them while you're washing the dishes or washing your clothes, or while you're mopping or sweeping the house, or when you're just cleaning the house. These are times during which you don't have to pay your total attention to the task in hand. So just plug in your earphones and listen to audiobooks. It will definitely make you read more than 2 books very easily each and every week. My tip number 7 is to always have an ebook on your phone. Okay, there are multiple open source books that are available in the Internet Archive itself, and they all provide you access to the books that can be downloaded and stored to your phones as PDF or EPUB files. So always do make use of those stuff, because you don't know when you'll have to wait in a line, or when you'll be just wasting your time without doing any action at all. During those times, instead of just getting into Instagram and scrolling through the feed, you can just pick up this book and spend at least 10 or 15 minutes of that time reading, because I said that you have to dedicate 1 hour of your day every day to reading, right? It's very difficult for many people to just deliver that one huge hour each and every day on a regular basis. But if you just do it in chunks using the other tips that I'm saying like this, I'm sure that you can achieve that goal. At the same time, you'll be making use of all these free resources that are available in the internet. My 8th tip is to pick up graphic novels and comics a lot more often. I can understand that graphic novels as well as comics can be very expensive when it comes to buying them as physical copies, but when you subscribe for some ebook subscriptions like that which are available in Storytel and Kindle Prime Reading and Kindle Unlimited, I'm sure that there are multiple graphic novels and manga that you can just access from them for free during that particular time period of your subscription. And I can easily say that if you're able to read a 200 or 300 page book in 6 to 8 hours time, you can finish at least 2 to 3 comic books or graphic novels in the same time itself. And most of the times what happens is, if your selection is good, you can just enjoy graphic novels and comics a lot more compared to physical books or books that just have text. I'm not trying to put one down and elevate another while saying this. I'm just saying that if you just get bored of reading novels alone, you can definitely go for comic books and graphic novels, because they are always available, and because of the resources that we have now, they are also much lesser in price compared to how they were before. So just make use of them. My tip number 9 is to set up a reading goal each and every year. Okay, I usually set up my reading goal in Goodreads to over 100 books. It might be in some number, but I always try to keep it at 101, because it gives me that purpose to finish and cross that 100 book mark each and every year. I've failed many times in the past, but in these past 3 years, I've not failed even one time, and it has always been easy for me. It can sound like setting up a goal can be a frustrating task for you, because some people get a lot more anxious while you have to attain some numbers. If you're like that, it's okay not to set a goal, but setting a goal always helps you to find a direction in order to achieve that. It has always helped me. And if you're not comfortable with just making that goal public as in Goodreads, you can just maintain a small notebook in which you write that you have to read 100 books this year, and as you read each and every book, just write the name of that book and give your star rating or something like that next to the book, so that you're just making a record of all the things that you've read. And at the end of the year, when you just flip through it, or if you just scroll through that reading list, I'm sure that you'll feel a lot more fulfilled, and that will motivate you even more in order to do it in the future. My last and final tip might sound a bit uncomfortable for people who might be so much introverted, but trust me, if you do this, you will start finding a lot more friends who are very similar to you when it comes to reading, at least. And it is to share what you're reading currently in the social media profiles that you have. Okay, usually when I'm reading something, I always share it on my Instagram stories, and people who have the same reading taste as me take that as recommendations, and sometimes they even read it along with me, so that they can discuss some things, okay, in bits and pieces while they are like halfway through the book, or when they've completely finished the book, so that we can even discuss spoilers. If you do this, you'll feel good about yourself, and at the same time you'll be providing recommendations for other people without your knowledge itself. So it can help you read as well as it can motivate other people to read as well. Try it. I'm sure that it will make you feel a lot better. So yes guys, those were my 10 tips in order to easily read 100 books each and every year. I've followed these for the past 3 years, and I've not shared them that openly anywhere, because I did not know that I was following all these tips. until I scripted this video. I'm sure that if you do at least some of these things, it'll be far easier for you to attain that 100 goal mark, which is definitely not necessary, but doing that might motivate you in some way in order to accomplish some other thing in your life, and you'll also get a lot more knowledge. So yes, that's it for today. If you did enjoy watching today's video and found it helpful in some way or the other, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel because I publish new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.